It was a cold morning when Leon discovered what he thought was a lost kitten shivering under his porch. His heart was full of compassion, and he carefully picked up the little furry creature, believing that he had just saved a helpless animal. He took him out to be cared for in the health of the house, feeling proud of his kind deed. However, going to the vet for a regular checkup took an unexpected turn when the vet's face turned pale while examining the kitten. The veterinarian carefully examined the kitten. He was really amazed by the strange physical condition of this creature. He had gray fur and was extremely tiny. Leon looked impatiently at the veterinarian, who had been studying the animal for a long time, and he was afraid that something might be wrong. A few minutes later, the vet returned with the shocking news that I called animal control, but what kind of animal did Leon find in the woods? Why is the veterinarian so interested in this, and why is animal control intervening? Leon was walking his dog when he suddenly froze and pointed his nose in a certain direction. They were already close to home, and his dog had never behaved like this before. Apparently, it was important. "Sam, do you see something?" Leon asked. "Oh, by the way, the dog's name is Sam." He heard rustling from below his own porch and found a little kitten there. The animal made no sound and barely moved. Leon crouched down and slowly removed the leaves and mess that covered the animal's body, trying not to scare it. He gasped when he noticed its size. The structure of the animal's face looked different from that of the animals he knew. His eyes were closed, probably from exhaustion. So Leon took it carefully and put it in his jacket pocket. It was a strange kind of maternal behavior, and Leon wondered why his dog, the male, was so interested in this animal. His dog never interacted with other animals except those in the area. Sometimes they might run into another dog owner, but Sam never showed any interest. The only things Sam was interested in were squirrels, ducks, and other wild animals that he could run after. He grew up in the woods by himself, and his old family dog did the same when they went camping together. Once they were inside the house, Leon immediately turned the box he had left into a small safe area for the animal. He had no idea what he was dealing with, but decided that dog food wouldn't make him feel bad. Now all he had to do was wait for the animal to wake up and start eating. The animal was weak, but clearly aware that it was trying to move its legs, but could only throw them slightly. After a day or two, the animal began to move inside the box. Leon was delighted and couldn't take his eyes off the animal. But that quickly changed when the animal became strong enough to open its eyes. Leon gasped in surprise as the animal slowly opened one eye and then the other. His eyes were bright red and slightly sticky from being closed for a long time. It looked terrible, and he was afraid that the animal might be very sick. Leon took the box and headed for the clinic. Approaching the clinic, Leon's attention was attracted by the announcement on the door, "Sorry, urgent cases, we'll be back tomorrow." Frustration took hold of him. What if the situation with the animal was urgent? He turned around, standing in front of a busy street, thinking about the next step. On the other side of the street, an advertisement for room for rent caught his attention. Had his luck changed? Leon quickly crossed the street to the indicated building and rang the doorbell. He was greeted by a short old lady. "Yes, dear, how can I help?" Leon asked about the availability of a room. The lady looked at Leon carefully, her gaze lingered on his dog, and then on the box in his hands. She said she needed to check something and would be back soon. A little later, the lady returned. "What do you have in the box?" she asked suspiciously. "Just old stuff, I'm only staying one night," Leon replied, hoping his explanation would be enough. "Okay, then come in," she said, making way for Leon and his dog. Leon reluctantly agreed to a quick breakfast. When he finished eating, he noticed a queue formed in front of the veterinary clinic. "I'm grateful for the hospitality, but I'm worried." He quickly thanked the lady, took the box and hurried across the street. Leon kept the lid of the box closed so as not to attract attention. There were only 10 minutes left before the clinic opened. As time passed, Leon became more and more restless. Every time he went to the reception, he got the same answer: for another 5 minutes. Leon, he waited, knowing that others had serious cases too. While Leon was considering his next move, a veterinarian entered the clinic, heading straight to the front desk. This was the moment Leon had been waiting for. He was preparing to present his case directly to the veterinarian. The vet, a middle-aged man with a kind face, seemed a little taken aback by the pressure of Leon's gaze. "Can I help you?" he asked, with a noticeable confusion in his voice. Leon wasted no time. "Dr. Johnson, please, I need you to look at the animal that I have here." "This is something rather unusual," Leon said, his voice tinged with urgency. Without waiting for an answer, Leon carefully opened the box. Dr. Johnson's eyes widened in surprise, his professional manner momentarily sidetracked. He quickly put on a pair of gloves and waved Leon to follow him into the examination room. The receptionist looked up, a mixture of surprise and relief on her face as Leon and the vet disappeared through the clinic door. He followed the vet into one of the rooms and put the box on the table. The creature was very active and immediately tried to get out. The vet put on 2 pairs of gloves and immediately got to work. He started asking Leon all possible questions about where he found this animal. He slowly picked up the animal, but it got scared because of the dark box and began to panic, having managed to scratch the vet through both pairs of gloves. The vet immediately ordered Leon to leave the room and wait in the waiting room, but he listened anyway. The conversation was about to go in the wrong direction when the vet finally showed up and asked Leon to follow him back to the room. It was really a very stressful time. Leon wanted to take the animal home more than anything. Leon looked at him and tried to read his expression, but couldn't. "What happened?" he asked the veterinarian anxiously. "Why can't I have this animal?" he asked again. "What's wrong, please tell me." Suddenly, the vet smiled. "Sorry for the confusion, mister," the vet began slowly. "You see, now I know what kind of animal it is, and although it is very rare, it is in excellent health. That I wonder if you would like to know what kind of creature you caught?" the vet asked. "Well, it's a Galaga cub. This animal shouldn't be in the country, and I have no idea how it got here in the first place, but it needs a lot of care. I understand that Leon really wants to keep him and take care of him, but that's just not an option. That he needs very qualified care, and when he becomes strong enough, he needs to be returned to where he came from, back to his natural center." Leon was very disappointed, but of course he understood it very well. He didn't want to risk the animal's life just because he wanted to keep it close. So he left Galaga at the vet after saying goodbye and returned to his everyday life with Sam.